Consistent income is one of the most important things to be building out as a service provider. When you are really just reliant on the income from your business, it is so incredible to have consistent income in place. So here are the moves that I made to actually build consistent income in my business, meaning that my income was able to look like a 9-to-5 salary. I was able to make consistent income, know how much I had coming in months in advance, and not be stressed each month starting from zero every single time, as I know a lot of service providers do, and actually make sure I had really consistent sales, consistent clients, and consistent income coming into my bank account from my business every single month. These are the exact things that I focused on. This is exactly how I got here, how I got to the place of having really, really consistent income for over 2 years now in my business, and really consistent clients, and also consistently people reaching out about working with me from my content alone, from what I'm putting out on marketing on social media, actually getting consistent clients from that too. The first thing that I really focused on here is actually creating content that will actually answer everything that my clients need to decide to work with me. I see a lot of people showing up, giving value, sharing some really great tips, sharing some great information, teaching, whatever it is, but actually just almost stopping there. And people are still having questions in their audience. People are still wondering, how can they help me specifically? Is this something I should invest in? How do I know this program is at the right stage for me? All of those questions. But actually instead, if you look at your content as, how can I make sure I'm answering all the questions they have? I'm taking them through that whole decision-making process of working with me, not just that initial, is the information good? Is she helpful? Can she actually help me? That's really just the first place people are at, essentially. There are places beyond that usually people won't speak to in their content of actually, is this the right offer for me? Why should I buy now? Essentially those types of things, and actually making sure that you're not just giving value, but you're also really just setting yourself apart as just a real voice in your space. People have a reason to want to work with you versus any other copywriter, for example. Sharing your beliefs, sharing your opinions, showing real proof of your results, all of those things. It's so helpful to actually look at this and make sure your content just ticks all the boxes for them wanting to work with you. Does your content alone do the job? Because oftentimes, otherwise, it will just end up with, an audience of fans essentially who love our content, find it super helpful, but never actually buy anything because we're not actually covering anything else in our content. We're just giving helpful tips. We're just giving value over and over. We're not giving them enough to actually decide that past this value, I want to work with you. I want to be in your programs. I want to actually learn from you in this more intimate container. And actually, if we can make sure our content does all of that, that's where the content does actually start to, sell your programs by itself and actually get in leads just from your content alone. The second thing as well I started doing was showing up really consistently and posting content every single day. I think it's so fascinating sometimes when we say, I'd love consistent income in my business. I'd love consistent sales. I'd love consistent clients. When we're wanting those things in our business, it kind of just starts with us being consistent. If we're not showing up every single day, if we're not being consistent in putting out content, telling people why they should work with us, selling out offers, how can we expect consistent sales to come in from that? And I think it's such a great place to really start is, okay, how can I be more consistent? Not saying you have to actively be showing up every single day, but something is going out every single day. I'm talking about my offer in some way every single day. What would that actually look like for you? And how would that actually shift your business in terms of the results you were actually getting there? And while I was doing this, while I was showing up every single day, I made sure I actually told them how they could work with me. It sounds so simple, but don't make people go hunting around to find out about your program. Don't make them hunt around to, try and find the link in bio, try and figure out where it says the details of your program, how they can join, what this early bird offer you mentioned is. Just tell them over and over again so that they're really aware of this. And I have really been for, years now at this point, selling my offer in some way every single day, talking about it in some way to some person, whether that's in a post, in an email, on Instagram stories, following up with a lead, whatever that is. And I've talked about my offer every single day. So I've built such awareness around this that people know they want to work with me. They know exactly what's inside my program. They know how I help people. They know the results I get because I've spoken about it so much. There's so much awareness around it. And also, I've just given them a reason to jump into my program now, essentially. I've given them a reason to join of here's what you're actually going to get. Here's what this is going to look like. It's not just this could be nice. I've actually given them a real incentive and real reason to actually want to work with me. And this is what has got me consistent clients. This is how I've got consistent people reaching out just from content alone without me needing to do things past that. The content alone can actually convert people because it's got all of these pieces and there's no missing pieces there. So they are the moves I made for consistent income in my business and getting consistent clients and consistent sales as well. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a like and make sure you subscribe so you do not miss more videos talking about sales, marketing for service providers online and everything in between.